Yo, having technical difficulties for no reason. Yeah, what is going on, everybody? This is your host, Rob Bike, with another episode of From My Experience podcast. I'm just going to start off by letting y'all know that your boy been going through, but I'm going to be all right. So keep sending up prayers. Keep tuning in to the Facebook group, the Instagram group. Keep listening, keep commenting, keep the threads going, because I need that energy and I need that motivation and I need that drive. I'll go into details another day, another time. But right now, I have a special guest with me. I know I have a lot of fellow Panthers that listen to this, so y'all definitely know her. I've been trying to get her on the podcast for a long ass time. She kept telling me no. And she's one of the people I hit up like every 2 or 3 months just to ask to see if she's changed her mind. And she did. And I was like, oh shit. Here's the scheduling information, blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you what I know about this young lady. There's just certain people that you come across in life and certain people that you meet in life that just has something special about them. You don't always know what it is. You can't quite put your finger on it, but just when you see them or when you're near them, you just get the vibe that something cool is going on with this person. And that's the vibe that I got from her ever since I saw her sashay across campus. Her style was revolutionary at the time, god damn it. I don't care what any of y'all say. And her swag was on 5,000 before we was even using the word swag. She's always been cool, down to earth. She is a little spicy, according to her. She was a little spicy. But I will tell you, I do really appreciate the energy that she brings to the table. I love her Instagram page. That's one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to have her on, because I started seeing more and more things, and I was like, that's what I felt all those years ago. That's that energy. It's her mindset. It's the way she thinks. It's the way she expresses herself. It's really, really, really dope, and I'm glad to know that I was right about her. So, without further ado, my fellow Claflinite, cool down ass chick, I'm going to just go by your Instagram name because people don't need to know your government. If they know your government, that means they know you. If they don't, oh well. FeFe.
Hi. That was an introduction. Geez. I'm flattered. You got me a little emotional there.
What you mean?
Because it's good. Like, I feel like we don't give people, I mean, you know, we have people that we like have that energy and whatever, but we don't really say that to each other often enough before, you know, while we're still here.
Yep.
So that was really touching. Thank you.
Oh. I speak from the heart, man.
I mean, you know, people might look back at them old pictures and be like, what swag?
Nah, it was, listen.
Nah, like for the time, at the time, you know, heels, 8 o'clock in the morning. What are we doing?
Yes. I was like, damn. Y'all see them legs walking across this damn campus right now? Killing it, too.
Appreciate you.
Yo, I don't even know where to be. Yes, I do know where to begin. I shot you a little bill earlier because I told you I was going to put you on the spot. I'm going to put you on the spot right now. Why you used to always tell me no? And don't laugh at my pajama pants. I got to turn my AC up. Hold up. I'm listening.
You be specific. No, you know, the viewers don't
Yo,
know
I used to, when I used to send you messages and ask you to be a guest on the podcast because of what I thought of you and what I thought was going to be true of you based off of my perception, what I was seeing, I wanted to have you on. Oh, Lord, poor network connection. Wait a minute. All right, y'all. We bike. My bad. Had some technical difficulties. But back to the question at hand I was asking you. Why did you, every time I used to ask you to be on the podcast, just based off of what I saw, what I felt about you, And just pure curiosity. I felt like you'd be a good person to have on just to have dope ass conversations with. But you used to always tell me no. Always. Like, and I don't know why. I'm like, damn. I was like, I know we don't know each other like that. Like, we have a lot of the same people in common that, like we were saying earlier. But I'm like, damn, why she won't get on a podcast? So why you used to always say no? That's what I want to know.
I don't know. I feel like I remember 2 occasions. But I'm one of those people that when I have like when I'm trying to get in a cycle of doing something, I don't like to be like thrown off. And so it just probably just didn't fit my little schedule at the time. But not like, oh, I'm such a busy person, I don't have time for you. Not like that. But just like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, okay, so for instance, I have a couple of paintings that when I have something I need to do, I like write down a list because I'm one of those people who's like, I like creating things, and my mom be like all over the place. So I cook, and then like I can paint, and then I like to write. And if I don't focus in on those particular things and check them off my list, like it drives me crazy. And so I feel like every time you ask, I was like in that state of like trying to find my way in something that I particularly was doing for myself. And so yeah, that's probably what it was.
So I had bad timing.
Yeah.
Oh,
pretty much.
My history precedes me. Clearly, bad timing just happens to be one of my fatal flaws.
Oh.
But I digress.
Yeah.
So one of the burning questions I have for you is, where and when did you develop your sense of style? Even now, I've just, not in a stalkerish, creepy way, but I've just noticed it continuing to grow and evolve. Like, you've always just been, to me, you just always just been different. Not like, and I know some people are like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't know if she wants y'all all up on her Instagram or whatnot, but I'm not talking about Erykah Badu different. It's just, I can't even explain it, but it's dope. So,
I think, which is crazy, is like, I would say more so now, my style comes from like how I view certain things. Like, I'll see a painting, and it's actually a picture on my Instagram where I have on like a yellow gown, and I have like some boots on with it and a baseball cap, and that sound like probably don't look good, right? But it actually looked well together. But it was, I made a painting, and my mom was just like, oh, these colors, like I just saw that looking well together from a painting. But I do that all the time. Like if I go to somebody apartment complex, and the entry part has like art, like pretty much everywhere you go, people have like art up and stuff, and I translate that sometimes to like clothing, colors, and then it's like what I have in my closet. Oh, I can make that go. It moves a lot faster in my mind than I am verbalizing it. But that's pretty much how it is for me. But when I was younger, I just wanted to dress like my mama, and she had her own little style, and I used to see pictures of her, and all fashion kind of comes back around, and so I think I pretty much got that from her.
Okay.
Yeah.
That it does. Okay. I'm sorry. I was about to ask you something. I don't need to ask you that.
What?
I don't need to ask you that. I will say this. Okay. It's not even a question. You've grown a lot since college. And I don't know if I've ever seen that in my entire life. I'm gonna leave that up to y'all interpretation.
You mean like weight-wise, right?
I can. In all the right places.
What? Okay, that takes work. That actually...
I was like, I don't know when, but I looked one day, I was like, oh.
Yeah, man, that takes it took a lot of work for me. That actually didn't come from a really good place, but...
Oh, no.
No, but it ended up, like, now, I struggle with like not trying not to gain a lot of weight or more weight. But when I was, I guess I'll tell y'all since we on the podcast.
Yeah, I wanted to get the fucking exclusive.
Okay, so I used to be really slim, and I was pretty much okay with being slim um, until I started dating a guy, right? And he used to like very jokingly just call me little girl, like when he'd be mad. I mean, not mad, but like, all right, little girl. And I would hate it. I was just like, don't call me that, because like as in that stage, it's like I'm young, I'm a little insecure, um, because I'm smaller than other women, and I feel like people, even when I first got to college, I feel like people treated me differently because I was smaller. Like they would try me in ways they wouldn't try other women because they actually look like women. And so I guess along with that and him just saying little things that reminded me of me being small. And then one time, and I know this is often a conversation on Facebook.
Wait a minute.
I've only done this one time, and I would never do it again. Like I would like just ghost a man before I do this again. But one time, uh, I was in his car, and he was playing football, and he left his he left his phone in the car.
Oh Go ahead.
Yeah, he left his phone in the car. I picked up the phone. It kept ringing. I picked up the phone, and then it was messages of him with a girl that he told me he was just cool with. And she was calling me. She was like, "You with that little girl?" Like, they were using
that shit. Language.
That made me feel so small. Like I already knew that I was slim, but I had a little confidence about myself. But when I saw that, it made me feel like I wasn't a woman, like I'm a joke to you, And so I went through a stage where I would like to gain weight. I ridiculously overate. I would sit on the end of my bed and eat like a bowl of grits before I went to sleep. A bowl of grits in the morning. I was drinking like protein shakes and putting ice cream in it and milk. And it was like the sugariest shit ever. Like, I'm surprised I don't have diabetes, but I don't. Thank you, Jesus. But
oh fuck.
I was working out because I was like, I need to gain weight, but I don't need to get fat. And so I was like doing thousands of crunches a day and running and doing ab workouts and squats. And, from the outside looking in, it looked like, dang, like Fierra, girls would be like, dang, what you do to gain weight and, in all the right places. And I'm like, I'm literally, behind the scenes, like, just struggling.
Yeah.
Because of all of the, so I wouldn't recommend it to anybody because it was a lot. It was a lot, but, the older you get, the harder it is. But when y'all saw me start to transform, I was happy with myself once I got there because I didn't even care what the nigga.
You can say whatever you want. You can say whatever you want on here.
By the time I, gained the weight and, he even treated me a little more different, gave me more attention. I don't know if it was particularly because of the weight, but I ain't even like him like that no more. It was just like, okay, whatever. Bye.
Wow.
But
yo,
yeah.
I want to thank you and commend you for telling that story. One of the main reasons why I started this podcast and I continue to do this and probably will do it forever is because we all have stories, right? And there's someone out there listening that is going through or at the beginning stage of what you just described, and they probably needed to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I never in a million years would have thought that about you.
Yeah.
Like I'm in shock right now because I'm like, ain't no damn way. But really thinking about what the heck? Oh, Bff is here. I gotta add Bff to the call. Really thinking about it. Yeah, we do some we do a lot of things to please other people at times, and people pull on our emotional string. I'm sorry, I got everything on. They pull on our emotional strings, and it triggers shit. Well, I'm glad you came out on the other end of it with all the benefits and none of the, I guess, weaknesses or side effects of such a thing. So,
Right.
all right, give me 1 second. Let me add Biff to the call. This mother she just called. Like, don't be calling in the middle of the. Y'all still on? Yes. Sheesh.
Hello.
Fam, don't be calling in the middle of the.
I didn't know what I was supposed to do, Biff. I texted you, ain't text back.
Yes, it's because I'm in the middle of a conversation.
You be on that phone any other time.
No, I don't. I don't know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen, Biff has joined.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Had a slight family emergency, but I'm here.
Oh, everything okay?
Yeah. I'm trying to get some albuterol for my baby.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
Can't mess around with this COVID and stuff, and you got asthma and.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I remember
Hold on. Got that reply on Instagram. Oh, all right. Biff, you vacuuming?
No, that was actually the AC that has been dying over the last couple of days. I'm about to go get my car.
All right. So FeFe, thank you again for that. Thank you for sharing that part of your life with everyone else, and I'm glad that again you received all the benefits and none of the negative side effects of that. I want to get into the next thing with you, which is your cooking.
Oh.
Yo, your Instagram be making me so fucking hungry, and I'm like, yo, I can do that, but I don't be doing that, but I can do it.
Check out her food page. Please go check out her food page. It is everything and more.
So
you're gonna gain weight just looking at it. It's so delicious, y'all. It's so delicious. You don't delectable. Like you don't get it. Like this woman can cook. That's black girl magic in her hands in the kitchen. Like.
So where did your love for cooking come from?
My dad. So, my mom and my dad both come from big families, and so while my dad was the better cook, my mom cooked often. So she's like the fried chicken, macaroni and cheese, you know.
Yeah, your everyday meals.
Like, yeah, he's like lasagna, stuffed ricotta cheese stuffed in shells, and you know, before Alfredo became like a thing. When I was like in school, like in kindergarten and stuff, he would like make it with salmon or make it with, you know, shrimp and crab meat. And he made this, I keep forgetting what it's called, but it's basically like chicken, and then it has prosciutto in it, and Swiss cheese, and it's chicken, and then they cover it in Parmesan chicken, Parmesan crust breadcrumbs, and you fry it. And when he made that, I was like, you know, oh my God, like, see, I need to learn how to do that. And so he would like let me come in the kitchen with him, and he was like very patient with me, because you know, both of my parents worked, and my dad worked more than my mom when I was younger, and he didn't really have time for that. Like my mom was have dinner ready, she bringing him a plate, you know, and she's serving him, and we all got to eat at the table, all 6 of us, one dinner time, everybody come, you know, and we have full course meals every day, gratefully so. So just that experience alone just made me like want to be able to cook, and so that's why like I love cooking for my friends and my family. I went home this weekend and cooked for them, but it definitely the skills come from my dad. The fellowship comes from my mom. So yeah, I'll say that.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at this fucking ribeye sizzling over here, because I have one in the refrigerator, so I might need some tips.
I have a cowboy ribeye in my freezer. I was sad I had to freeze it, but you know, COVID, everybody went in the stores that first month and took everything. It was literally the last thing left, because it was just like $47 or something. And I was like, all right, here we go. So yeah, I'm waiting till I have some company over or something, and I'm gonna put it on the grill.
Oh shit, which address?
I know, right? We can pull up.
I'm actually in Atlanta now, so.
Oh
Yeah.
fuck. I'm
2 hours
overdue
away.
I'm overdue a trip to Atlanta.
And Atlanta is open. I mean, I ain't as open as Atlanta is, but they open up here.
We ain't open. I went out to get some Olive Garden 2-for-1 today. It looked like a damn ghost town. I was like, ooh shit. Yeah. What do you have any aspirations or goals with the cooking thing? Like I didn't even thank you, Biff. I didn't realize that you actually had a food page, and I went to it and I was just like, oh my god, like the plating. Oh my god, you need to go on Chopped, yo. Hold on.
Yeah,
like I was
like it's really
this
good, you guys.
plating?
Like, y'all really think we sitting here like being extra, but like she is that
Yeah, it looks
woman
good.
in the kitchen. Yeah, it looks really good.
Like when you say you want a woman that can cook, like this is the shit that I be talking about. I don't never tell my girlfriends that, but when I look at this, I'm like, I want to come home and have this every now and again. You cook? How often do you cook like that?
Pretty much every day. Probably not as heavy though, but you know, I used to have a steak like every week. I'm on a diet right now because I was just eating too much. And
see, I need to get that diet where I eat too much because I'm trying to gain weight. I'm on that steak a week diet now. I'm having steak at least once a week for like protein and trying to gain weight.
Listen, take your time with the weight. How old are you? What do you? You're not old, so
no.
It literally comes up. It literally will just sneak up on you. Like I was just telling him before you got on the call about how like because he knows me when I was like really really skinny and I did all of these things to try to gain weight and I did, but now it will keep coming and you will want to stop. And so, you know,
I can't get over this little 140 hump to save my life now. I've been like 138 for months now.
Do you lift weights?
No, I don't do none of that, I'll be honest.
See, that's what it is. It's not even if you want 40, you don't have to overeat. You just need to lift some weights. Why?
Girl.
With weights. With bench press with some weights.
Ooh, child.
But yeah, ultimately with the food, I want to have a restaurant, and that's just like my last stop for my food because like I paint, and so I'm focusing on that probably more so, and I write, and I have aspirations for those two things too. But ultimately, like, you know, when I'm like settled, I want to have my own little restaurant where I hang all of my art up in there, have a little speakeasy vibe and some nice food. Yeah, so you know, do full dishes in the daytime, tapas at night, a little vibe, you know, something like that.
I need a special like VIP treatment when I come.
I got you.
Yes, I got it on tape. Yes. All right. What? You answered my next question actually. So that's the vision. So all right. Where should I go next with this? Screenwriter.
Mm-hmm.
You said you were a screenwriter. I know a couple of writers. What is that all about? Tell me about your writing experiences.
Well, I will say the entertainment industry can be very
fucked up. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just fucked up. People are really like there's not a lot of people with conscience. Even some people that look like us take advantage of certain situations, but I've been writing since college, and so
what?
I was in, yeah. So
I know I was right about you. Go ahead, yo.
So in remembrance class, I remember the first little short script we had to write. Well, actually, we performed it in his class, but I wrote it for my TV writing class because I'm a broadcast journalism major. So I did take TV writing. But yeah, so we did it, and it was funny, and I actually did a run through with my siblings, and it was hilarious. So I have 7 sisters and 1 brother, and I have so many experiences with all of them that like I'm like this is pure comedy for television. And so like I wrote a short story the beginning of 2020, and I
Oh,
was supposed to film it, but COVID kind
yeah.
of has put a halt to certain things, but we still gonna make it happen. I actually, me and my cousin Quan, who also went to Claflin, we wrote a script. Uh, we actually wrote a show.
Hold on. Your cousin Quan, the Alpha?
No, 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 no. His
No.
name is just.
Okay.
But we wrote a script. I mean, a show, a whole show, and somebody who's in the industry, we let them read over it. They gave us critiques. I even created a whole nother character, and they were talking about green lighting this show, and then
Oh,
all of a sudden all of the conversations halted. And I tell you no lie, about 2 months later, because he actually works in the industry now. 2 months later, he called me, and he was like, "Yo, why did such and such just show me where they're airing a show called?" And it's literally synonymous to the name of our show. And the only reason why I'm like can't say exactly what it is because there's legalities to all of this.
gotcha.
But at the end of the show got canceled because when you don't have the magic continuously writing for your show, you can steal whatever you're gonna steal, but you can't keep it going, right?
Yep.
But it actually aired. People watched it, and even when I would hear people like saying they liked it, I would just be cringing like, "You motherfuckers just have no idea." Like I have no idea. But that was probably the first time I was crushed by feeling like I was so close to, my dream, and then having somebody just take something and put their name on it that doesn't belong to them, that you like work so hard for. Because we worked on it for like years, but instead, I'm just continuing to write and create my own content. So yeah, that's what we're doing.
Mm, 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 mm. Why did
Yeah.
I have to talk to you today? Because now I really want to be like your best friend. You have no idea. I'm one of those people. But I'm sorry that happened to you. That's pretty fucked up. I definitely cannot wait to finish this so I can find out what the hell you're talking about because I want to know so fucking bad. Yeah, but let that be a lesson to everyone out there. We've all gotten got. I promise you, we've all gotten got. So y'all protect y'all shit, man. Copyrights, whatever, LLC, whatever you need to do, man. Protect y'all shit, cause like she just said, there's legalities involved, meaning her shit is protected, and yeah. So you motherfucker. Sorry, I know I don't normally go off like that, but that's not cool, man, because I'm not a quote unquote writer, but back in the day, I used to write poetry every now and again. I used to write songs every now and again. So I know the thought process, the feelings, the emotion, the time, the energy it takes to do that. It comes from a real place. You're not bullshitting. You know what I'm saying? Like when you take the time to put something together that is a work of art and then someone decides to steal it because they're after a money grab, I could only imagine the amount of anger that you must have been feeling.
Right.
So
Also,
ugh, I would have had to whoop somebody's ass. But
yeah. But it also made me feel like, I have something special because somebody thought it was good enough to steal,
mm,
and it got them in the door, it got them on television, so it must have been worth something. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that is just something we have been working on for like years. So imagine what I could do now. That's how I ended up having to take it after, after I had my little moment.
oh my god, wow, your story is incredible already.
Yeah.
What
So,
hmm, I'm mad now. Yo, that shit made me mad, man. Because like they didn't have to fucking do that. Like y'all were already in communication. Y'all could have worked together and it probably would have worked.
Right. Right.
People be looking at that short term too. Then that short term can be tempting, but it's short term and it's called short term for a damn reason, y'all.
Right. Very much so.
All right, so I need you to help the other writers out there. This may help them, it may not. It may help me because I said in the back of my mind I want to write a book one day. But what is your process? Like, I know for me, like I said, I'm not a writer, but even when I was doing it, back when I had the record label and all that crazy shit, I had to be in the mood to do it. It wasn't something that I could just, like the podcast, I can sit and do this whenever someone schedules. But like with that, it just, I don't know. I had to really be in the mood for it. And I just could never get into a groove, which is why it never really stuck with me. I do write on my blog more often than I used to though. But what is your process? Like, do you have to be in a mood? Like, what gets you there?
I definitely have to be in the mood because my creativity switch never turns off, right? And probably when I'm working somebody else's job is when I start feeling the most creative. Like, I done wrote a whole script. Maybe I shouldn't say that. At someone's job, not the job I'm at now.
They ain't gonna know it's you.
You know, so my process is pretty much like listening to what my mind and my body is telling me that it wants to do. And so sometimes that's come home and paint. Sometimes that's come home and write. But when it's calling me, like I make sure that I stop and I get out whatever it is that's calling me. Because like if I have an idea and I can't like put it on paper right then, I do a voice memo. I probably have like hundreds of voice memos of me just talking through my idea to myself so I can play it back and then I'll start writing when I get home. So yeah. That's my thing.
Good old voice memo.
Yeah. I might have to need somebody to delete them because, you know, like things that you might get, other people might not get. And so, like, I have voice memos of me, like, I'm not a singer, but like whether it's like I'm writing a music, poetry, or writing a show or have idea for a show, like I'm like, nah, you gotta go like this. You know,
yeah.
I'm doing all the extra stuff that I really would never want anybody else to hear. So yeah.
I know. I've done that before. I was writing Hook one time and I was like, ooh, and I listened back to it and I was like, oh my God, that's not how it sounded in my head. Been there. Biff, I know you itching for girl talk, so go ahead. I'm gonna fall back.
No, I don't know. It's not no girl talk. It's actually just been very interesting. I just been listening to like the little gems that she's been dropping. I'm trying to do better at listening to people and taking notes versus just replying. So I've actually been soaking up everything and making little mental notes. So I hadn't even been keeping up. Geez, I don't even know. Normally I'm the one that takes everything, the little pressure off. So we're gonna ask you 3 questions.
Okay.
That has absolutely nothing to do with what we're talking about here. Just take your mind out.
Okay.
Okay, question number 1. What is your favorite color and why?
My favorite color is orange, and it's changed over the years, but right now I like orange. It reminds me of like Black women.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, and that's I'm in that little, like I'm in that. I don't even know what to call it because I feel like sometimes people overuse the word vibe, but
yeah,
like when I paint, like I even paint I have paintings where I painted like Black women with orange instead of just a brown or a black, because I kind of feel like it takes away like a light skin, dark skin, or brown skin, but you still get it. Like this is still beautiful, and because this is our color, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I feel you. I like that. Okay. What's your top 3 songs out right now? What are your 3 songs that are in rotation? Don't gotta be new. It ain't gotta be nothing, top 50. What are your 3 songs in rotation right now?
What are your 2? Because I know one of them is Nook If You Buck. Go ahead.
Just your 3 songs in rotation, because that could take a long time.
My top 3 songs in rotation. And probably right now is Megan Thee Stallion and Beyonce Savage, just because I love Beyonce.
Yeah.
PJ Morton, How Deep Is Your Love? Um, the the one with what's her name? Oh, Yep. It start with a. I'm a kid. I can't believe I listen to this song every morning and I don't remember how to say this lady name. But she's white, but she sounds so soulful, and it's the live version of PJ Morton. How Deep Is Your Love?
Hmm.
And what else? Three songs. The third one is probably Stevie Wonder, My Sherry Amore, because that's just my favorite song.
Oh yes, Part Time Lover is mine.
I love probably anything Stevie Wonder is a go for me.
Yes.
Like Stevie Wonder over everybody.
And my last question: what is your favorite dish for you to eat?
Man, my favorite dish is probably grilled ribeye, bone in,
Ooh.
sweet potato, a baked
Mhm.
sweet potato.
Mhm.
No sugar for me. No sugar, no cinnamon.
What?
Right. I just like the taste. I feel like it's sweet enough without the sugar.
No, I need the diabetes.
Oh shit.
Like honestly, I don't know
I need all
anybody
that.
I don't know anybody who eats it without the sugar except for me. But yeah, no sugar. And probably steamed broccoli. No cheese. Because I
Oh,
feel
you're
like the steak
wildin'.
just gonna be big and I'm gonna eat all the steak. So
I wish y'all could see the face she made when she said that.
So fellas, I know they be having their little conversations about spending $40 on meals when they take girls out. They want to go to the coffee shop. I don't want to. I want a steak.
Ah shit, y'all hear that,
That's the
fellas?
one.
Fuck
I mean,
that.
not
No, I'm
every
kidding.
time, but come, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, if I'm gonna go out to eat, I'm going out to eat.
Yeah, go out and enjoy yourself. That's the point of going out to eat.
right. Because, I mean, with me, you're going to get it back tenfold because, this restaurant probably don't cook as well as I do. So,
I'm about
Okay.
to say, oh my god,
you
that
get what you give. You get what you give.
that get back must be fantabulous.
It is.
You better. Yes.
So
A lot of people don't know that, but, you gotta be stingy with your gifts. You can't really just spread yourself to everybody.
Man.
all right. So with what you just said, that is another part of your brain I really want to pick.
Okay.
And you made me laugh really hard the other day. Like I was on the floor hollering when I read it because I could just see it in my head. But
Oh, Lord.
your Instagram post, right?
Mm-hmm.
How can I say this?
I don't know what you about to say.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing. I can tell that you've been through some shit. You know what I'm saying? You can tell, but you're posting from a place. I can read some of your stuff and tell you're posting from a place of wisdom, much like I do. Like I post a lot of shit and people read it and be like, "What happened?" I'm like, "Nigga, nothing happened. I'm just giving you game right now. Like somebody probably needs to hear this or something might cross my mind. Like I might be having a perfect day and I just want to post it." And I laughed so hard because you said something really dope. I can't remember what it was, but I remember the post after, and you were like, "Why every time I post something like this, people inbox me saying who hurt you?" I was rolling on the floor, and I was like, "Yo, that's what I go through," and I'm just like,
Yeah. You can't never
actually,
post
that
something
I
about somebody
think
being like,
that's
"This
when I
related to
asked you
real
for your
life."
interview again. That's when I asked you again. Actually, I was like, "Yo, I gotta have her on here." So I'm doing a lot of talking. Where do you get that from? Like, so it's making a lot more sense to me now looking at your style. You're a writer. You're a creative. So it makes it makes full sense to me. But where does that come from? A particular place, or is it just a part of you?
What? My post, or you mean just the way that I post?
Both.
It just comes from when I post certain things. Like I will say, right now in my life, I don't like stress about people, right?
You better say
And
it
so
again.
people, I don't stress about people. Like I've come to the realization that like I've put people on pedestals. I've seen people a certain way, and it has taken me a cut like years to realize that like I've had specific experiences that have given me this outlook on a particular person. But when I had to like step back, because when you're insecure, like almost everything that a person does that is really good or really bad, like you, the way you expound on that is like you overdo it, like
Yeah.
you over sensationalize everything. So like if you've never experienced a man opening the door for you or taking you out on a date, a man cannot be that. He can do 100 things that you don't like, and he does that and you're impressed all over again. And you kind of like minimize the things that you don't like because it's like, well, I've never had anybody, and even in friendships it's like that. Like when we like something about somebody, we want to like that person, so we ignore all of the other things. And so a lot of my posts are about not necessarily people being not good people, but having the time and experience to realize that like we're all human, and people operate not on our time or how we think that they should operate. And we have to come to a conclusion where it's like we have control over accepting or rejecting things. And a lot of times we don't. We just want this person to treat us better instead of just being like, okay, well, maybe this person isn't for me. And so sometimes I'll post something if I see somebody having a poor me party, and it's like, sis, come on. You are better than that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm
Yeah.
going to give you this little gem so you know that, like, these circumstances you can change. Like, there's no need to have a niggas ain't shit party when you don't have to be in the shit. You can get up out of it. There are other niggas who are not shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So not to take accountability away from somebody treating you badly, but it's like sometimes we linger in those
It
situations.
goes both ways.
Right. Like we gotta stop lingering, like trying to beg somebody to treat us a certain way. I used to do that. Like somebody do something I don't like, and I'm gonna post about it so like maybe he'll read it and change his mind. No, he won't.
We never will.
It don't. It doesn't. Never in the history of my life has that ever worked. So it's just having control over yourself in a sense of stop giving people your power. So that's pretty much where most of my posts come from. I make it jokey because I want people to receive it, and not like, if you make it kind of clever, people will receive it without you feeling like you're trying to talk down on them. Cause
Let's
like,
just keep it a buck. Being a black woman, you got to say stuff a certain way, or they're gonna receive it with hostility or feeling like you crazy. So you always got to
exactly.
enter a LOL or a little clever subliminal message to be like, "Oh, it's not that bad," because somebody always gonna take it the wrong way. Well, why she got an attitude again? You get inboxes. Well, what? Who hurt you? Why are
Yeah,
you so hurt?
I do get that a lot, and I'm like, I am very cautious, or at least I try to be, to not bash people. Also because like I just don't want to, because I've been places where people probably don't like, oh, Fierra, she get on my damn nerves. She thinks she know everything, and it's like that's not what I'm trying to feed off
Right.
here. You know what I'm saying? This is love and light, love and light. Okay,
Okay, I got you. I got you.
but it's also funny. It do be funny though.
But what Erica Badu say, like it is love and light. I don't let this tea and incense turn into a Colt 45 and Newport if it has to be. You know?
Okay, it really can. But I really probably only turn into a Colt 45 over like super serious stuff that I feel like really strongly about. But when it comes to like us building ourselves up and learning how to like really love ourselves first so that we can maneuver around other people without like pouring into people who aren't going to pour back into you, and then you left feeling empty. Like I really be trying to like spread a little wisdom on how to maneuver without walking around empty. Like save some for yourself. You get me? Yeah.
I needed to hear all of that. I'm sorry, I'm really soaking all of that in right now.
I tell you, she's just been dropping gems this whole time. It's much needed. Conversations like this with your friends are needed anyway, people. So make sure you are having these conversations. They don't always have to be funny. They don't always have to be super serious, but they can be constructive. You can get criticism. You can receive gems. Again, like this whole episode's full of gems. I hope you take a hard listen, and when you go back and listen again, take everything in.
I'm sorry. That was
Bff, are you on your Kanye thing now, where your voice gets all soft?
No, I'm just really soaking all that in, Bff. Sorry.
Your quiet storm voice. Quiet storm.
I'm mad because I can't have my pity party anymore.
You right.
One more day. 2 more days.
No, 2.
Yeah, we'll talk off air. Wait a minute. Okay. All right. Your poetry. Where is it? Wow, I've never seen it. I want to read it. I'm super interested. I'll share mine if you share yours.
Okay. I posted, I think maybe like 2 of them. I recorded myself.
I'm sorry. Wait. Bff, stop. Go ahead, yo.
I posted it. So I think I have 2 videos on my FeFe Taught Me page.
Oh.
And I posted a couple of them on Facebook. I have one called On Your Ass that I reshared it on like the beginning of Black History Month, but I want to record it because I feel like the way the emotion kind of gets lost when I allow people to read my poetry, because I'm like, are they gonna read it right? I'm like that about my food too. Like I don't be wanting people to take my food out of my house. Like I want them to eat it in front of me so I can make sure that they think it's good. So that's kind of like the same with my poetry. Like I be wanting to make sure like you hear it so you can really hear it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I don't want you reading it slow like you supposed to say that part fast. Like
right.
That
but them be the ones that got their finger on the word.
Right.
Shut up, that's me.
So yeah.
Then when the words don't fit right, I gotta go bike and try to do it again the right way. Yeah.
Right.
The little dog laughed to see.
But I definitely I performed. I think the last time I performed was probably February or March. In Denmark, we had this little what is it called? Oh, Glow Girls. We had an event for the little girls in our community in Denmark, South Carolina. My sister Santana, she is amazing when it comes to like mentorship, and so she put on this whole thing, and I performed, and I assisted her, but it was like her event. But yeah, I got a couple of things up my sleeve.
I know. Didn't you have a music video at one point? Weren't you spitting those bars? Weren't you? What you mean, Bill? Oh, I remember. I was like, wait a minute.
Well, in college, Reggie, Reggie though. Reggie,
of
actually,
course.
I recorded that in Reggie's studio.
And
I've rapped. I went to the studio a couple of times and I rapped at Reggie's studio, But I do have a video. It was dope. I had an all Black girl cast. Okay. I mean, there were 2 white people who are very, very nice people. Love them to death. But like as far as the theme, I wanted to make sure that I sent a call out to every Black girl I knew in Columbia and outside of Columbia who had like interacted with me, even through social media and that I knew in real life. And, I asked them, hey, y'all want to come be in my video? And, we wrote a teaser for it. And it's actually kind of like a little movie. It ain't one of them videos where people just, in the camera moving their fingers around. Like, it's a real story. And so, yeah, it's called Queen Fee. But it's just a it's just a freestyle I did over the Chirac instrumental. But I do a little rapping.
Yeah,
A little bit.
A lady of all trades. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
that your creative juices are definitely flowing. They're flowing. Oh, I miss rap so much. Those were the days. Hmm.
Yeah. It's so different now though.
Oh, don't get me
Which is
started.
why I have a hard time. Like people be like, when you gonna put something out? You need to put a song out. And like I'm not like that was some fly. It was conscious, like it had a message, but it was still like, you know, dope. Not
Yeah,
like a turn off for people. But I be wanting to do like a little fun stuff, but I have to stay true to who I am, and so sometimes I just can't go into. I don't know. It's just not my thing. So I have to find some balance.
you just said it 110%. But I honestly believe that the more informed hip hop is starting to resurface, because now we're really starting to weed out, especially now that people have time to sit home and think. You're not out turning up partying like that. So like that
Yeah,
fun music is cool, but it's like when you chilling and you really got time to think. Like I love Rhapsody. That's my favorite female rapper right
yeah,
now.
I love her.
And her, like, I'm just like, oh my god, I wish there was like 10 more of her out right now. But I've always been that type of person. I like to turn up music too. Like my
No,
playlist
I
is
don't want that.
crazy.
I don't like that. I don't like that. I like my diversity. I don't want
Yeah,
everybody to. I don't want like, and I have my moods where I want a Kendrick or I want a J Cole or I want a
hmm
Rhapsody or I want
I just
conscious quote unquote rap. But then I have my moves, motherfucker, where I want to turn up, want to shoot, shoot, kill, kill, bang, bang. I want to throw my gang signs up. You know
I
what
just,
I'm saying? Like, or
yeah. Like
I want to
I
get in the
love.
mood, go get my drink, and I might need some Molly music going on in the background. Like,
Heavenly
I
Father,
appreciate the diversity. It is. I do feel like we need a little bit more conscious rap to give it a little bit more balance. But
we need a lot
I still
more.
like my diversity.
We need a lot
Right.
more. It's
Because I don't think
oversaturated.
what I write, I don't think it's conscious. But like the way my mind be working, like I be wanting it to have like a a, a purpose, like or a message, like
Yeah.
how. But it's hood music that have messages. Like I love Big Crit. Like he'll
Yeah. Oh, I
Yeah,
love Crit.
I be trying to find a way to like tell a story without seeing it like I'm not trying to teach you something, but just like
Yeah.
something that's a good
Just
vibe,
listen.
some country down south southern beat where I can really be raw, not so much
Yeah.
like but it's just like
Yeah.
whatever come out. I just need it to be raw and real southern because I don't want nobody to mistake this for anything other than down south, South Carolina, Pit Road, you know, Queen Bee rap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right.
yes. Your identity is very important.
Absolutely.
So when we get an album,
Oh, album.
Right.
let me.
Listen,
You heard me.
I have to. That's another thing. I have to be in a. It has to be. I have to. It has to be a feeling. It can't be forced. I hear a lot of forced rap.
Yeah.
Rappers rapping just to rap. I don't like it. It's just getting okay with me. So I don't want to be that. It's people who do very well at that, and just, but not me. I can't make a song. Just force myself to do something because it's marketability behind people. Just hey, so,
Yeah.
hey, like that. You can make a song like that, and people probably think it's cool because you're like, that's Fierra. Like, I could do that, but it's just not. It's like, I just wouldn't. I feel kind of fake doing that. I like to listen to it, but it ain't mine. It ain't
How
me.
how many songs do you have roundabout? Because you're a super
Mm-hmm.
writer. How many songs write about roundabout? Because if you're anything like me, you have shit, and it's just like,
Mm-hmm.
what am I gonna do with it? How much of that you got? You got a lot.
No, not a lot. I probably have more written than I have recorded.
Yeah. How
Um,
many you got written?
written a lot. Probably like
Thousands.
42, something like
Yo,
that.
all right. You need to put out a project.
Like 42. But it has to be cohesive though. Like
True.
like Beyonce gives you cohesive albums. Rihanna gives you cohesive albums. If I'm gonna do something, it gotta be like great,
Okay.
or I don't wanna do it. Like
Damn.
I gotta feel like it's great. I don't care if it get 2 likes. If I think it just gotta be cohesive. The videos gotta look crisp. Got a nice little storyline. All of that. That's how my mom be working. Like if I can't get it like that, I ain't gonna put it out till I can. I recorded that Chirac freestyle like 2 years ago. Before I put the video out.
Wowzers.
Yeah, but the video was elite.
It was.
It was.
The amazing things you have done. Let's talk about your artwork. This
Okay.
caught me like I did not even know you did this at all. Like some of these other things aren't as surprising as this. So let's talk about this.
Okay. So when I was in a, I don't know if people know this artist, but if you don't, look him up. Amazing, legendary. His name is Leo Twiggs. I was in the 4th grade and we visited Voorhees College, which is like right around the corner from our school. And we got to meet him. And at the time, like, you don't know that you're sitting in front of such a legendary person because I'm in the 4th grade. I just think it's a guy who, you know, got smart, you know?
Yeah.
But he had these pictures. And when I saw them, I was like, oh my God. And he was showing us how to like draw hands. And I was like, oh my God, like I really want to do this. And I remember telling my mom that I wanted to be an artist the same day when I went home. And, you know, she's always been like, okay, you know, but when I went to school that following year, like I said, I was going to be an artist. I was in the 4th grade, made up my mind. This is it. When I got to the 5th grade, because this was like when I met him, it was on the peak of like the end of the school year of my 4th grade year. When I got to the 5th grade and everybody had to stand up and say, you know, their name and what they want to be when they grow up. And I said an artist. And my teacher came for me so hard that she changed my mind. Damn. She was like, what kind of artist you want to be? Because, you know, how you gonna make money being an artist? And I was just like, you know, I'm in the 5th grade. Like, this man look like he got money. He grown. In my mind, it's just like adults have money because they got a job.
Right.
And so she rubbed me the wrong way because she didn't like offer me a plan or say, well, if that's what you want to do, then you make sure you get your art trademarked or you get an LLC. You know, she didn't say any of that to me or even explain in the smallest way. She just made me feel like being an artist was stupid and not a real job. Like I needed to be a nurse or something like that. And she was like, you might want to look into like, you don't want to be a teacher. You could teach art.
Yuck.
Right.
Where?
I know people who teach art, but they're also artists. But she made me go so far away from that. Then fast forward to when I moved to Columbia, and you know I would draw and paint a little here and there, but not so much. Even in college, I didn't even do it. It wasn't until after college, me and Megan moved in together, and I decided to do FeFe Fest. And so I said, for my New Year's resolution, I was gonna take those first 4 months, and on my birthday, I was gonna have an art show that turned into a artist show, like so showcasing all of my talents. But I was like, I'm gonna have an art show, and so I'm gonna paint these pictures over the course, like however many pictures I got, that's what I'm showing for my birthday. I'm gonna get a venue, and I said, and that was my goal. And the first, I did a portrait of Malcolm X in like 4 hours, and that was my first portrait. No training, nothing, just a picture. And when I stood back from it, I was like, oh my God, like I could do this. And then I painted this very large symbolism painting. It was of Angela Davis. It was the biggest picture I had done. It was huge. And at my FeFe Fest, I sold that painting for $1,200. It took me 2 hours to do a painting, And the first time I did something, despite my teacher telling me that I needed to be a damn art teacher, I got $1,200 for something I did in 2 hours. Now imagine if somebody had poured into me instead of taking from me in the pouring rain. Y'all be looking at the back of my life right now.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, so I make sure that when I do speak to children or kids about things that they say they want to do, that people think their first thought is like, you can't support yourself from that. It's like, yes, you just
can
have to work
support yourself with
it.
anything. And on behalf, because I can do this, of educators everywhere, I would like to apologize for that. Was a trash comment. And anyone out there listening, because I know some teachers are listening, pour into your kids. I don't give a fuck if you don't even believe them. I don't care if you think they're going to be in your class again the next year. You got to pour into these kids because they have the opportunity to do things we could never even dream of with the access that they have. And that push is what they need, because that belief is super duper strong and is like at its peak when they're that young. They believe they can do anything. They believe they can do anything. You have to feed that. And that's one thing I always practice. Like when my kids tell me what they want to do, that I do exactly what you just said. I'm like, oh, that's what you want to do? All right, well, here's your next steps. Here's what you're going to need to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I bring it back to class. Oh, you want to be an athlete? All right, well, you need to have an A in reading, because guess what? Athletes sign contracts. And guess what else you need to be a whiz at? Math, because guess what? You get paid, right? And how you get paid and how much you get paid is in the contract. So you need to be able to dissect a contract. So when it comes to reading and math, you need to be a genius. Like, that's the kind of stuff I do. Like, you never know where someone's going to end up. Like, I went to high school, even though I got cut off the football team. Someone on my ex-football team, the school's football team, they have a Super Bowl ring right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't have known that back in 2003 that this dude was going to go to college and then get a Super Bowl ring. He played with Ray Lewis. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Like, you don't know where anyone's going to end up. You know, we about to get this multi-million-dollar deal with Spotify.
Speak it.
Yes, I am going to speak it. Spotify, what up? Yes, I'm glad. Wow. First of all, when you told me how much you sold that painting for, and I thought about what that teacher's paycheck probably was.
Right. Like, do you know what my paycheck was? Well, at the time when I was like, this was 2 hours. Like, I go to work for, you know, I get a check that have 80 hours on it, and it barely looked like this at the time. So, you know, it really made me, that moment made me realize that, like, you know, oftentimes we think we're good at things, but we don't think we're good enough. And we sell ourselves short so much because the only thing that separates us from the people who have made it is that they tried harder or longer than we have. And so ever since then, I've just been putting everything in, doing it, not waiting on someone to tell me that I can or I can't, just making it happen. So
damn, I got no more questions. You literally answered. I usually ask all the guests what's something you want to leave everyone with, someone who's where you began and how you want to inspire them. I gotta shut the fuck up. Like, I'm waiting on the FeFe's philosophy page to start so I could just start reading that every day, because sheesh.
You know, I can't be too committed to the philosophy page, because especially on the internet, because everybody, you know, people will commit you. Okay?
Yeah.
Like, I like being able to have all of these layers. So, you know, on my Facebook, you'll see all of the layers of the
I don't like your Facebook.
Wow.
I don't like it.
I feel like my Facebook is probably like the best combination of the different types of me I am.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not that I don't like it. I don't be wanting to read all that shit. But that's because Instagram has me spoiled. Right. I do be seeing some of your stuff on oh my gosh, I do be seeing I see your things on Facebook. I'm gonna go back and read some of it, because now
you don't have to read it.
No, I'm gonna go read it.
Joking.
You've hooked me now. Like, I've always had a curiosity about you, and now you've just answered all those questions, and now I want to know more. Like, you think I'm joking? Like, nigga, I'm about to be calling you and shit. Like, hi. So be prepared. But that's wow, that was really dope. You gave me a lot of stuff I actually needed like right now, and you didn't even know it. Which again, ladies and gentlemen, is why I want her on the show. Just some of the stuff that I saw, I'm like, her mindset. You are a prime example of a woman who has taken her experiences and used them to make herself a better and stronger person, rather than using them as an excuse to be the quote unquote way you are, if that makes sense. Some people will take those things and say, well, this happened to me, so that's the way I am, in a negative way. Right. You took the positive spin. You took the ultimate positive spin, and like all of your talents are continuing to blossom. And that is a freaking awesome thing. And I would encourage all of our listeners to do the same thing. So, Biff, you got any parting words?
Nope. Stay black, stay proud, stay you, and stay down. And we will catch you next week.
FeFe, you got anything else you want to leave the people with?
No, this was just a great experience, and I really appreciate you guys having me on. And I wish I had done it sooner, but we're here right now for this very reason.
Yeah, I needed it now, actually. So thank you again for joining us. And y'all already know FME_podcast on Instagram. Hit us up on Facebook, From My Experience Podcast Group. The posts are hilarious. The comments are even more funny. If you have any questions, FMEpodcast1@gmail.com. Hit us up, and we will catch y'all next time. Peace.
Bye.
Peace.